I'm architect turned comedian Nick White, and I'm on a mission to prove that I still know what I'm talking about when it comes to design. Welcome to Design Dissection.
Simone Haag is an award-winning Melbourne-based interior decorator, stylist and TV presenter, whose work has been featured in Decoration, The Local Project, Architectural Digest, and honestly, much, much more. Simone was kind enough to invite us into her mid-century home in Melbourne's leafy east.
Hi Simone.
Nick, hi.
Hi, thank you for having me today.
You're so welcome. I should have called ahead. I wish I knew you guys would come in.
Next time I will. Next time I will. Thanks for the feedback. I'm going to do my little walkthrough. I'm going to kind of dissect your space. I'm going to kind of do my analysis, and you can give me a bit of a walkthrough.
Do you know what, analysis? That's a word that I haven't heard for a long time. I love that scientific approach that you're going to take to the architecture. So
This is going to be a scientific day.
yeah, analyze away.
Okay, here I go. Something that I'm appreciating as I'm walking through this space is I'm noticing a lot of the intricacies, a lot of the finer details which, at a glance, you might miss, but I think they're all kind of critical for the bigger picture. A lot of these spaces, they seem to be crafted and curated by you with such intention and such attention to detail. I know that you're not a person that will just decorate a space and say, done. You don't like a static environment. No. You like something that is forever evolving and growing as you are. As your family is.
I mean, a great example is this rug was made for our robe. At a whim, I decided that this space needed a change, so let's put it here and layer the rugs. And so, yeah, things are ever changing in the house.
I can tell, and I think that's a reflection of you. That's a reflection of someone who is a creative. You know what? Something that a lot of these rooms and these spaces, they're kind of cellular in their nature. They have this kind of regenerative nature, like a cell would. If we're thinking of this house as a living kind of entity, as an organism, these spaces have this regenerative nature. They're evolving, they're growing to kind of keep up and evolve with the bigger picture of you and your family and your life. It's kind of a living entity. It's this kind of cellular being.
I think you make a really good point, because I think interiors do need to feel like they're living, and too many people can create a space, tick the box and call it done.
Agreed.
And I think that's something a bit sad.
You know what I find really interesting about this space? It's an experience in itself as you move into it. This space is lower than the rest of the house, and I love this upturn of the carpet. The upturn of this carpet, it's kind of a visual reminder that we have gone through this experience of moving into this space. I feel submerged. I feel submerged in this space, and I don't know if this was intentional. I don't know if this kind of glass surface is resembling a body of water to kind of help with that submersion feeling, but that's what I'm getting.
I hadn't thought about that, but there's a really interesting story about the bases actually, which, so this was made by Barbera Design, and these bases are actually when stone gets quarried and they get bombed. These marks here are where there's explosive
That's
technique.
like shrapnel going through the...
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
It's a non-standard width at an extraordinarily non-standard height, so it absolutely had to be customized.
Yeah.
But yeah, you didn't want to block this incredible carpet detail, as you say, so that's where the glazing...
Was that an intentional thing to kind of get something that matched this datum as a reminder that we're at a separate level now?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I love that. It's just a reminder of the experience of how we are moving through the space. And for me, someone sitting in this room and seeing this as a visual reminder constantly, it helps me be present. It's reminding me I've experienced this movement. I'm experiencing this space that contrasts to the rest of the house. And I'm remembering that and I'm appreciating it. It's a meaningful experience.
This is my favourite spot to sit in the entire house. If I'm
No
working
wonder.
from home, I mean, you can see the stack of magazines. The stack of magazines as a mother of three, I actually never get to read, but I'm hopeful.
And they're here as a sign of hope. Let's just have a little...
Yeah, I'll live in a
little break.
Yeah, good. Actually, I've been wanting to read this magazine.
How's yours going?
Oh, good.
Good. Even pieces like this, they're kind of reinforcing this point that you and this house are living as this holistic kind of entity. It's interlinked.
Interlinked and infinite.
Infinite. In order for a house to feel the way that this house does and the spaces, it has to be an ongoing process. It has to be this regenerative thing. because it's living in conjunction with you and it's moving forward as you are. That's a never-ending process.
I think a really nice metaphor for that, Nick, is that this piece here I bought from a dealer in LA who has this incredible online platform, but also warehouse of good stuff called Shop Not For Sale. And the whole premise with this friend of mine is that he'd find these amazing things and he'd want to sell them, but then he wouldn't want to sell them.
Oh.
So when you go to buy them, you have to pretend that you don't really want them, because if you show that you wanted them, he wouldn't sell it. And I think that's a really nice metaphor, that when there's pieces in the house that you either can't afford or can't get, but you really want, how do you get them eventually? You know, this sofa I bought from a client that was moving it on, and this was end of run fabric that was $12 a metre. Like you just find the way to get these pieces however you can and however long it takes.
It's kind of serendipitous in a way. It'll end up finding the place it's meant to find.
I will get what I want.
Oh, yeah.
In the end.
Bit of that as well. This is a mid-century home. And mid-century architecture, we think clean lines, clean geometry, these open kind of functional floor plans, connection to nature. Just a lot of these traits that just are very authentic, very real, very natural. I think that this kind of architecture, it's the perfect kind of structure for the life that's happening in this house. Ever-evolving, ever-changing, regenerative kind of functions that are going on. These are the perfect bones. And if we're thinking of the house as an organism, then the structure, the architecture is the bones.
It's the bones.
It's the skin. It adds to this cohesive nature. The fact that this is a mid-century home, we see a lot of these kind of exposed materials, a lot of exposed brick, a lot of timber. But there's something about these materials, I think it's the tones. There's this very grounded quality to them, especially in conjunction with the carpet. There's a softness. And I think this softness is perfect because you didn't have this obligation to come in and soften the space. It was ready for you to come and express yourself. If anything, it allowed you to be bold.
Yes.
It allowed you to take risks with geometry, with color, with shapes. This architecture was the perfect stage for you to express yourself. I think you complement this architecture, but this architecture complements you.
Thank you, architecture.
I have to talk about this light well, because if we're thinking of this house as an organism, then this is a vital organ. This almost acts as the heart or even the lungs of the house, because it's breathing in this life, this light, this energy, and it's quite central to the floor plan. I think this is actually probably the center of the house. And it's a visual reminder. It's reminding us
To breathe.
to breathe. Thank you for reminding me just now. I was getting a bit worked up. I can see why you called this the Lightwell house. This sums it up. This snapshot alone. I understand you. I understand your way of living. Okay, you know what I find interesting about this space? All of the pieces in this space, they're moving upwards in a different way. Everything is kind of forging its own path as it ascends. Everything is expressing itself differently. And also, where are we? We're in your office. What is an office? It's a space where you learn, where you grow, where you reflect, where you flourish. This is just mirroring that process, because everything here, at its base level, look at these chairs. They're moving like this. The desk is more staggered. It's mirroring that process of learning.
Sometimes it's fluid, sometimes it's
Sometimes it's
Angular.
unconventional. Sometimes it's twists and turns. And I think it's really quite clever how you've done this in this space, because you're saying life isn't always predictable. People move in different ways. Processes aren't linear. And I think that's brilliant. So what are you working on?
Oh, this is the mountain house project that we're building out in the country.
Oh, cool.
What do you think? So when we moved to this house, I definitely wanted a house that had a study. And you're exactly right in your interpretation of it. It's not somewhere where I come and actually necessarily take phone calls or do emails or work. It's somewhere I come to think.
Yeah.
And so I actually find that I don't bring devices in here, I don't bring my laptop in here, because actually working off a glass table is not that intuitive. It's a bit cold under your wrists. It's a little bit fingerprinty.
Yeah.
But it's somewhere where you just come and like think.
Yeah, it's a great space to reflect. And you're kind of surrounded by all these earthy materials as well. It's a room where you could easily feel grounded in, I'm assuming.
It's also the one room in the house that has a lock on the door. And when you've got 3 kids, you can sometimes lock the door.
Brilliant.
They actually don't think you'll find me in here.
Good. This is your hiding spot. I wouldn't mind getting locked in a room like this. Do you find a lot of your pieces while you're traveling?
100%.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%.
Where are some of your favorite places to find things?
Well, there's quite a few pieces in the kitchen from Mexico City from a recent trip. But there was one incredible piece that I was looking at and it was phenomenal. It was this like bronze plaque. And I remember thinking to myself, I am not leaving this stall unless I have this plaque with me. And then the owner of the store came back and it was the one thing that was 12,000 US because it was like a real thing. It's like, oh my God, everything else in this market is peanuts. And of course, the one thing that I want is 12,000 US. So clearly that didn't come home with me.
But that's also a testament to you. You're spotting the one thing that's worth a bit of this. Yeah.
I do have a good eye for the expensive things. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Can we go check out the kitchen?
Yeah, please.
Let's do it, Pat.
This was one of those, this was the plaque that I got at the flea market in Mexico City. Like, don't you reckon that's mad?
Wait, is this the $12,000 one?
No.
Oh, no.
No, this is another one. Yeah, I didn't.
Wow, that's sick.
Gorgeous.
And you just keep this.
Yeah, just here in my kitchen.
I love this ledge. It's not big enough that you have this obligation to use it as a kitchen functional mechanism.
Plates and bowls and things.
It's more just a little sliver of you expressing yourself in the kitchen. Little reminders of you and your family's quirks and stories. I'm guessing there's so many stories on this ledge.
I mean, this was bought at in LA. My really good friend who is like a timber clusterfuck.
It's really cool. Is that the technical name?
No, possibly. That was an LA find.
Wow. Does anything ever not stay intact on the journey home? How do you get all this home?
Actually, yeah, there was one thing in Mexico City. They got a ceramic that got belted as I was walking and it did smash, but I got it fixed, too sentimentally attached to it. So I think, you know what, if you can't get it home in one piece, you make a plan because you have to get it home.
And even if it comes home and you can't fix it perfectly, it's still telling a story, isn't it? I mean, hello. Where do we start with this? So this is from the 70s.
Yeah.
This is almost a vital organ as well, and similar to the light well. This kind of anchors the kitchen, doesn't it? And it still works?
100%.
It works 100%, wow. Oh, just kidding. I can see this in like a TV commercial where it's like...
Fully automatic.
This is north?
The light totally dances on the floor. The light well also casts a beautiful shadow, but also I mean, on a rainy day to have rain coming through, not literally, but actually rain falling.
That must be so tranquil.
So tranquil. The light well is a really beautiful way of kind of creating that connection to the kids' rooms. You can see them, they can see you, you're interconnected, but you just have that little, I don't say privacy, but you just have that moment between, but you still have that visual connection.
There's still an experience in navigating to those spaces, but there is that connection, isn't there?
The original owner, who was the builder, used to build churches. So he had access to timber beams of lengths that most domestic builders wouldn't. Piano hinges on the door, so doors didn't get wobbly and sort of fall off their hinges.
Oh, I see. So the hinges go from the top to the bottom. That's why I think it's the perfect house for someone like you. There's nothing that hasn't been kind of considered. That's why it just seems like this perfect symbiotic relationship of care and consideration and passion for design and expression.
Which started with the architect and the builder who had a pre-existing relationship and as carried through to us as only the second custodians of the house.
Are you? Wow. So someone lived here for 50 years?
Pretty much.
Wow. Now, I walked in, first thing I saw, bam, bam. I just love this moment of entering and you're hit with this. You're hit with these. I was saying before, you can be bold with your experimentation with color and shapes and everything. And it just works so well. It's such a welcoming space. Talk me through this space.
Well, when we bought the house, I didn't have to buy too many new pieces because I had a lot of pre-existing pieces that I'd been collecting over time. So, but I'd never had an entry vestibule before, which I guess is, you'd almost, I guess it's not technically a vestibule, but it gives you that entry moment.
And a little skylight.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. I wanted that entry to be an area where you could actually stop and sit. This was a beautiful find from Mexico as well, from Argo Projects. And this from a Paris flea market where as soon as I got it home, I was told that it reminded people of Star Wars. What are they called again? The
Stormtrooper.
Stormtroopers.
I can see it. That's not where my mind went immediately, but I see it. Yeah. It's beautiful.
But I still love it. Like, just as a
It's amazing.
tin,
It's tactile.
brutalist, but yeah.
It's like it's sitting here with us. It's like we're having a coffee with this thing. Something I've noticed, I don't know if I've seen any plaster walls. Every wall is this, or it's this timber paneling, but nothing is overwhelming.
That was one of the major selling points for us, exactly as you say, that there isn't a plaster wall in the whole house. And I think if you really were to think about building this house today, it's probably a house that many couldn't afford to build with its double brick and its timber veneer on every wall and the beams. So we were lucky enough to inherit these architectural features. I also love how art looks hanging on veneer, how artwork looks on brick.
I mean, this is incredible.
It's something else, isn't
This
it?
is just, it's almost godlike.
Charcoal. Yeah.
This is charcoal? I thought it was 3D. This is a charcoal drawing. What?
And don't you think it's almost like out of this universe, outer worldly?
Yes.
Mars-like.
That's why I was like, this is a godlike thing. Where did you find this?
The artist is Thomas Thorby Lister.
Okay.
Try and say that 3 times.
Thomas Thorby Lister.
Again.
Thomas Thorby Lister.
Again.
Thomas Thorby Lister. That was hard.
Yeah.
That was hard.
I love his work. This is also another of his pieces up here.
Wow.
Look, I just think where we're standing is like a natural stage. You know, when you've got kids, they come in, they dance, there's like karaoke.
Wow. This is a stage. Oh my God, I would have loved to live here as a child. My parents would have been so annoyed with me here every night. Like, take your seats. Wow.
Ticket at the door.
Yeah.
In summer, this door is open and everyone runs and circulates.
This must be a beautiful house to entertain in.
I'm not a huge entertainer.
Oh, that's fair.
A bit of a recluse.
Oh, true. Me too, babe. So I can't come over?
Come over. You are over.
Oh, I am over.
Sometimes I have these green chairs down here and I take the Soriana and pop them back in the entry. So again, sometimes I feel the need to move things around.
How often are you doing that? Kind of moving
Couple of
furniture
months.
pieces? Yeah, right.
But this table, I mean, for a start, we'd spend all of our money on the house, so there
Yeah.
wasn't a lot left for furniture. Again, it becomes like a plinth for object and books.
Wow.
So heavy.
I won't.
Don't
try
cry,
to lift it.
don't cry.
Maybe next time I come over, I'll try.
So when we first moved in, all of the furniture was orientated up this end of the room around the fire. And then this area here was a little light on. And we'd held a show here with Tim Ross, Modernista. And so he had all of his chairs in this room here. And as a result, the sofa had to get moved there temporarily. And it was actually then that it struck me that the room really needed to be divided into 2 zones.
Yeah.
But then you have this incredible like crossover where you can sit here and sit there and still interact.
Totally.
But that becomes almost this moment and this becomes that moment. And so sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees until someone else comes and
host an event in your space.
hosts an event in your space.
Yeah. It
was,
is perfect. It's almost like there could be 2 conversations going on that could eventually merge into one conversation.
Yeah, oh yeah, with people all sort of.
Yeah. Oh, you have to start having parties here. It's just built for it.
I know, I think I might have like a summer ladies soiree or something like that.
Summer lady soiree.
Soiree, you're welcome to join.
Yay! I was like, is that I'm a homosexual. Is that close enough?
Close enough. Only if you wear a floral skirt.
Okay, done.
No, you don't have to wear a floral skirt.
Too late, I'm wearing one. First of all, this contrasts incredibly with this veneer, but it also has kind of some similar tones in it. Where is this from?
It's a beautiful resin piece from the Netherlands. When I purchased it, I thought I was going to maybe adapt it into a coffee table, and then it found its perfect home here.
I think this is the right home for it.
I do too.
But it would have been cool as a coffee table.
I know.
Hey, it's never too late.
Never too late.
It's never too late. This just complements this light well so well.
Well, this pendant isn't original, and I had planned to put it over the dining table, trying to get the set out right with these beautiful overhead down lights. It just struck me that it wasn't the right device, and that by putting it here, I'd found this as a vintage piece from Angelucci, and just to find a piece that actually fit this area perfectly was a stroke of genius.
Yeah.
Again, another because how do you furnish a space like this? You don't put a lounge grouping.
And what is this piece? Just kidding, this is my water bottle.
But I love the way that then now that this light's hung here, as you walk through the light well, you see it. You know, when you're walking through there, you see it.
You see its reflection.
Correct.
It's beautiful.
It was just that you got so much more from it.
Yeah.
With it being here, and it also made sense of this little styling coffee table moment.
And this is stunning as well.
It was an auction find.
God, you're good at auctions. How do you do it, Bab?
Well, this table here came from our last home. This is one of those tables that I'm not fussy about at all. I mean, you can see there's paint splotches.
I was wondering, I was like, are these part of its design? Because they're really quite charming.
No, they're just part of a bit of colouring in. We might have gone over the lines. Scarpa dining.
Sturdy.
It's really sturdy. Yeah,
Heavy.
Yeah. You could dance on this. You could dance on
Don't
this.
tempt me. No, I won't. Bab, thank you so much for having me here today. It's been such an honour.
Thank you, Nick.
Am I welcome back to the girls' night?
Ladies' lounge.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, good.
Absolutely.
All right, text me.
Okay, done.
Text me, please.
Ciao.
Bye. Wait, you don't have my number. Oh, is that?
That's okay. I'll get it off you later.
Oh, okay. But wait, how will you get my? You don't know. Oh, she's gone. Okay, cool.
I love his character.
That was great. You are serving.